Good morning. Good morning. You're live with TST Radio. I am your host, Marcus Johnson. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to get started talking some Auburn football. As you know, on last week, Auburn's running back, he's the third string running back, Malik Miller. He was injured late in the second half of that ULM game. Miller is the fourth back to impact the Tigers personnel since the end of last year. If you can recall, on last year, leading rusher Peyton Barber, he declared for the draft early. Then you had Rock Thomas to transfer to Jackson State. He was a five-star running back coming out of high school. Then you have Javon Robinson was dismissed from the team in August due to sexual abuse allegation case. That's when Miller emerged as a freshman back. He came in, he came in and he gave that offense some spark. He contributed a lot, helping Petway and Kerryon Johnson tote the load. This year coming in, he only had 16 carries with 69 yards with a touchdown, and he got most of those carries on last game. But you can see where he was emerging and they was working him into the system. This spot will need to be filled quickly with going in and facing Mississippi State on this weekend. Cam Martin, Staten, Truitt, and Chandler Cox would probably be the best options for the Tigers coming into Mississippi State, filling that void in their rotation at the running back position. I think Truitt and Martin would probably get most of the carries. They would tote most of the loads coming into Mississippi State with their ability going up against Cox's ability. I think those two would get the most carries out of the three. Another player to look forward to impact the game on this Saturday coming up against Mississippi State is senior wide receiver Marcus Davis. Gus Malzahn reported in a press conference. He said Marcus Davis was suffering from some health issues, and he was playing it kind of safe. He didn't want to rush him back into action too soon, so he was kind of playing it safe. But Davis is he said that Davis is one of the staple guys. He only has 13 catches for 100 yards this season. I think he's third within their receiver court. So look for him to be targeted way more this Saturday. On last Saturday, I think they targeted him about 2 times. But look for them to target him a lot more. This Saturday will help out to see that offense produce a lot more coming into the game against Mississippi State. Moving on to LSU. Sources has said that Darius Geis will get the start this weekend versus Florida for LSU. He's coming off a career high performance versus Missouri with 163 yards, 3 touchdowns. This is his second 100-yard rushing performance. He's now LSU's leading rusher over Leonard Fournette. I know a lot of people are asking where's Leonard, but Leonard Fournette is still suffering from that ankle injury, that aggravating ankle injury that he suffered late in that second half with against Auburn on the loss to Auburn. So he's dealing with that. They don't want to rush him back in. I know Coach O did state that they don't want to do anything to hurt Leonard Fournette's career, with saying his college career and his NFL career. So they're playing Leonard Fournette safe also. So we'll see about the time limit of which he will return. Coach O still haven't put a time limit on it. So we will see how that plays out and see how long Leonard Fournette will actually be out. Darius Geis is a very, very good talent. I don't think their offense will skip a beat within that standpoint with saying that Leonard Fournette being out. I think Geis will come in and pick up right where Leonard Fournette left off. I think Leonard's been out for 2 games and Geis has held up strong. So that's something to look out for also. I also have bold predictions. Some experts released their bold predictions where they think LSU, I have LSU and Auburn's. They predicted the bowls that they think Auburn and LSU would be in according to how their season is going now coming into week 6. So here we go. We're starting with LSU. They predicted they would probably make the Belk Bowl, the Texas Bowl, Tax Slayer Bowl, the Music City Bowl, Liberty Bowl, and the Outback Bowl. Those are the bowls that LSU's season is going. The path that their season is going, that's where experts see them landing in the bowl season when that do come around. Auburn's, they predicted the Texas Bowl also, the Texas Slayer Bowl also, Belk, and the Liberty Bowl. So they're predicting LSU and Auburn to have pretty much the same type seasons. So they think both of them have chances of pretty much getting in both of the bowls. You see that list is very similar. I think LSU had the Music City Bowl and the Outback Bowl. Auburn has been to the Texas Bowl 6 times. So they're more projected to go to the Texas Bowl than any other bowl in the on this list. So we'll see where that plays out. See if Auburn can get to at least a 10-2 season or a 9-3 season, and maybe come out and get into the bowl season. Other news: Michigan and Ohio State will be facing off on November the 26th. The time has been released. They will be playing at noon on ABC. I'm pretty sure that's noon Eastern time. So here in Alabama, we are in Central time. That will probably be 11 o'clock on ABC, Michigan and Ohio State. I know that is a big game for the Big Ten Conference. If you're into the Big Ten Conference, I know that's a game that you will love to see. I am a SEC fan myself. I'm an Alabama fan, Roll Tide, but I do enjoy other conference football, and that will be one game that I will watch. I think that would decide on which team out of the Big Ten will make the playoffs. Those are the 2 teams out of the Big Ten where I see has a very, very high chance of making the playoffs besides Wisconsin. I put that argument up on last week. They fell short to Michigan on last week also in a very tough game. So I think when experts look at it, they won't hold that Michigan game against Wisconsin if Ohio State knocks off. If Michigan knocks off Ohio State, that loss won't look as bad. But if Ohio State comes out and just thrash Michigan, I think Wisconsin will get pushed to the back burner, and that Michigan loss will look terrible. But like I said, if Michigan come out and hold their own against Ohio State, that loss won't look as bad on Wisconsin coming up trying to get into the playoffs. But they do have to win out. Wisconsin do have to win out. They have lost 1 game, so they cannot lose 2 and expect to get in the playoffs. So that's something to look out for in the Big Ten. Moving on to out in Tuscaloosa, we have some injury reports from Tuscaloosa. Freshman wide receiver Trayvon Diggs is out. He was not seen at practice on yesterday. We will be watching to see if he will make an appearance today on the practice field. I know Wednesdays is normally the time frame where you will see if the guy will play. Normally up in Tuscaloosa with Nick Saban, if you miss the Wednesday's practice, 9 times out of 10 you will not play on Saturday. So Trayvon Diggs was not seen on yesterday, which was Tuesday. Today is Wednesday, so we will be watching to see if he will be seen on the practice field today. Ryan Anderson, he was seen at practice. He was full pads, but he was very limited. Jamie Mosley was working at the nickel in Ryan Anderson's absence. Like I said, he was at practice, but he was very limited. Jamie Mosley got most of those reps at practice working at the linebacker spot, the outside linebacker. So I'm pretty sure Ryan Anderson will be seen on the field come Saturday. He will start. I think they're resting him, making sure that he's 100% coming into the game versus Arkansas this weekend. So that's something to watch out for, to see if we do see Jamie Mosley work his way into that rotation, in that nickel rotation on Saturday. Maybe he shows something good at practice and they'll work him in. Another player, Ardarius Stewart, he was seen on the practice field, full pads, full speed, ready to go. Damian Harris, he was seen back full pads. We would say that he's about 80% coming back into this game. Ardarius Stewart about the same, about 80% coming back. I know both players would do all they can to get back on the field coming Saturday, but like I said, they was full pads, back at practice, going full speed. So 9 times out of 10, you will see those guys come Saturday versus Arkansas. Rashard Evans has been suffering a groin injury. He's been nursing that groin injury. I know you've been seeing less of him lately, and that's the reason, because of that groin injury. He did speak with the press, saying that injury is kind of easing up. He's okay now, that he can go on Saturday. So look for him on Saturday. He will get more reps. I think he will be seeing more of that inside instead of outside. But that is something to look into. Other things we noticed: the running back lineup. Damian Harris did get the start at practice. He was with the first string. Second string was Joshua Jacobs, and third was Bo Scalabur. So coming into the season, Bo was the favorite to start. Damian Harris emerged. Bo became the second string. And the last couple games, Joshua Jacobs has emerged as a great back, showing his talents. So Bo has been knocked down to the third string. So maybe we'll see better production out of him later in the season. Tony Brown, he's back off suspension. He was suspended on last year in the playoff game. I think it was Mississippi State, NCAA violations. He returned, I think, 2 games ago. He was seen working with the second team D, working more with the nickel. I don't think that he's back to. I can't say for sure that you will see him in the rotation come anytime soon. I don't think he's ready to jump back in there quite yet, but he is an option, someone that has been in the system for a couple of years. So he is an option to if we need him to jump in there and produce. So that's out in Tuscaloosa, some news that I saw that needs to be brought to your attention if you're a Roll Tide fan. Other news out of UAB, to stay in Birmingham, out of UAB, former UAB basketball player dies at 25. The guy Cameron, he was diagnosed with an enlarged heart back in 2015. He came to UAB as a walk-on. As a senior, he emerged. His 6'9", 230 senior. He emerged his senior year, earned all conference honors, Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year. He also averaged 16.1 points a game, 10.5 rebounds, and 2.3 blocks. So he was from San Antonio, Texas. That's where he went to high school. So that's something we hate to hear, but he was suffering from a condition. Like I said, he was diagnosed back in 2015. So our prayers go out to the UAB family with their basketball program. Hopefully their family is taking this well and not taking it too hard. Like I said, our prayers go out to them. We always hate to hear something like this happen. A great athlete dies at a young age. Like I said, he was only 25 years of age. So, like I said, our prayers go out to him. him and his family and the Blazer family. Moving on to some NBA basketball. Yesterday, preseason basketball has started. I want to talk a little about Seth Curry. Seth Curry played for the Dallas Mavericks. Those guys he came out and had a pretty good start his first 2 games in the preseason. On their last game, he scored 20 points, 13 points in the third quarter on last night. The guy was taking people off the dribble, moving without the ball, getting the ball, shooting 3-point shot, mid-range jumpers. He scored the total of the preseason, his 2 preseason games. He's scored 32 points, 8 rebounds, 1 turnover with 40 minutes. He's played 40 minutes. His percentage is 77.8% from the 3-point line. So Seth Curry is out to a great start. I know you don't hear much about him because of his brother is in the limelight, Steph Curry. But Seth is out to a great year. That will be something I will be watching to see if he continues to have a great year like he started off. Another game we had on last night was the Clippers versus Golden State. Golden State dominated that game, won at 120-75. Golden State started hot and finished hot. KD ended the first half with 18 points. Klay Thompson ended the first half with 24 points, and he also finished with 30. Those guys was off to a great start. Everybody was shooting the ball well. Steph was shooting it well. Klay was shooting it well. Kevin Durant was shooting it well. Draymond Green was shooting it well, taking it to the basket, dunking on people. So those guys seem to be gelling pretty well in the preseason. So we'll see how that carry on into the regular season. We're gonna move on to some NFL. Will Fuller he won the special team player of the week. He plays for the Houston Texans. Today we want to do something different for the first time. I have my guy Mike Rawls. He's gonna call in and give us some analysis from the NFL side. So we're going to end the show with his interview. Without further ado, here's my guy Mike Rawls. We're going to get his interview on and play that for you right now.
What up? This is Mike Rawls. I'm going to be giving the top 5. Try to give y'all one at least every week or every 2 weeks. Today's top 5 is top 5 quarterbacks that need to call it quits before it's too late. So we're going to get it started. Coming in at number 5, we got Drew Brees, age 37, New Orleans Saints.
One second. We're going to get that playing for you. One second. I'm super sorry for that. Like I said, he's going to give us a report from him with his analysis. Here we go, right here.
What up? This is Mike Rawls. I'm going to be giving the top 5. Try to give y'all one at least every week or every 2 weeks. Today's top 5 is top 5 quarterbacks that need to call it quits before it's too late. So we're going to get it started. Coming in at number 5, we got Drew Brees, age 37, New Orleans Saints. The thing about Drew Brees is he's not even bad. That's the sad part. He's still actually pretty good. The thing that I'm worried about and that puts him on this list at top 5 is the fact that the Saints can't stay healthy. And they are wasting away the last few years that Drew Brees actually has left. I think the guy can give us at least another year, maybe 2 years. But due to the fact that the Saints are so horrible, I don't want to see this guy get wasted away. He's putting up numbers. He's still putting up stats. He still ranks among the top 10. He even cracks the top 5 when it comes to putting up yards, stats. The guy is great. He's poised. He's an amazing quarterback to watch. But I just feel like he's wasting his last few years holding on to something that could be when it comes to the New Orleans Saints. He should retire before it's too late. You don't want to take that hit that could end it all, my man. Coming in at number 4, I have Eli Manning, age 35. Eli Manning plays for the New York Giants. He's an inconsistent quarterback. He's been up and down since the beginning of his career. He's even led the league in interceptions for 3 years. But he also won 2 Super Bowls. Maybe, just maybe, there is something there in the Mannings that keeps them from being super great. I don't know. We saw this with Archie. We saw this with Peyton. Are we seeing it with Eli? He's missing reads. He doesn't fit McAdoo's system as everybody thought. He is missing wide open receivers down the field. Maybe he should call it quits before it's too late. Tony Romo, 36, quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. The thing about Tony Romo is he's a good quarterback. He leads the league when it comes to comeback drives. When he's playing, the Cowboys are in a great position to win. They do win when he's healthy. That's the problem. Tony Romo is not a healthy quarterback. He doesn't stay healthy. This year he got injured in week 3 of the preseason. He's due to come back, which is a rushed situation. But he's due to come back in week 8 against the Philadelphia Eagles. You do remember what happened to you the last time you played the Philadelphia Eagles, right, Tony? If I'm you, I would sit this one out. Let it go. They have Dak Prescott. Let it go, man. Call it quits. It's just, at this point, if you don't have a Super Bowl, it's quite possible you're not going to reach one. Coming in at number 2, I have Philip Rivers, age 34, San Diego Chargers quarterback. Philip Rivers' career has not been that impressive, but it hasn't really been bad either. He's one of those quarterbacks that fly under the radar, but it seems he can't get the job done. If you all don't remember, Eli Manning was actually San Diego's first choice at quarterback, but because him and his father did not want to play in San Diego, he ended up in New York, and San Diego settled for Philip. Now he's been loyal to them, they've been loyal to him, but at this point that relationship is not working and they can't really get the job done. Philip Rivers, let it go. Coming in at number 1, I got Tom Brady, age 39. Tom Brady is not a bad quarterback. In fact, he is the greatest quarterback we have seen in this generation. It has been fun watching this guy from start to finish. He took over in New England once Drew Bledsoe got hurt. Once he took over, Bill said, hey, this is my guy. They've rolled it out to 4 Super Bowl wins, and that relationship has worked out perfectly. But in 2014, there was a scandal that hit about balls being deflated. Well, that's a rule that was broken. Somehow Tom Brady is the fall guy. He fought the suspension. The suspension was overruled, so he played the 2015 season. But then they turned around and reinstated the suspension after it was reappealed and it was subjected on him. So he's coming off a 4-week suspension for this season, playing the Cleveland Browns this week. They are going to get lit up. Now, the reason I have him at number 1 on this list, 4 Super Bowls pretty much tell me you've done everything you possibly could do as a quarterback. You've done it all. You have nothing else to prove to me or the fan base or your team or even yourself. You have done it, my man. I don't want to see you go out like a chump. You're everybody's favorite quarterback that they love to hate. I personally don't want to see you go out like that. So that being said, these are the top 5 quarterbacks that need to call it quits. Drew Brees at number 5. At number 4, we got Eli Manning. At number 3, we got Tony Romo. At number 2,
like I said, that was my guy Mike Rawls. Mike Rawls, he is from North Carolina. That was a great list. I agree with the whole list. I agree with the whole entire list. So So I would love to hear your comments on what he had to say and what I had to say the whole show. So hit me up on some comments. If you want to be plugged in on the show one day, like I said on my post, send me a voice recorder, a voice memo of yourself stating your name, where you're from, and just talk, rant, talk, represent your team. You can say anything you want, no hold bars, say what's on your mind. Once you record it, you should email it to me at tstradio04@gmail.com. That's tstradio04@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Like I said, record yourself on your phone, voice recorder, it doesn't matter. However you want to record yourself, make sure it's good quality audio. Email it to me at tstradio04@gmail.com and we will get you on the show. So make sure you do that. That is our hotline email for right now. So make sure that until we get our phone lines up and running properly. So make sure you hit us up on there and we will get you on the show. That's my time for today. Thank you for tuning in. I am Marcus Johnson. This is TST Radio.